Hello, welcome back. I'm Melissa and I'm finally bringing you my plant update. It's been a long couple of weeks and I'm finally getting around to filming it. I had a lot of cleaning to do and just reorganizing. I had some poles to chop. You guys, I was literally stressing about this room so much. You guys saw the state of it in my plant room clean out video. Like, it was a hot mess. I had stuff everywhere. I had so many overdue projects and I just had to take care of them. I couldn't focus on anything else. You know, when you have so much stuff that you have that's overdue and it's literally driving you insane. That's how I felt. Like, I could not function anymore without taking care of some of the overdue plant chores I had. So I'm finally going to share and show you how all the plants are doing. So if there's a plant that you're curious about, I'm going to try and show and touch on everyone. So stay tuned. It is going to be a very long video. I usually start here in my plant room first and show you everyone. It's where a bulk of my houseplants are. And then I also have a dining area now that has a ton of plants. I have a couple cabinets out there, and then I also have some various plants outside as well as in the bedroom and bathroom. So let's go ahead and get started here in my plant room first. I think I'm going to take you over to my cabinet. I don't know, the cabinet is speaking to me. So we will start here and work our way around. Do you know an update that I want to show you that I noticed the other day? So it had a new leaf, but I did not know that it had grown so much already. Look at this beautiful leaf. This is the Anthurium pallidiflorum. So this was gifted from Taz, and this is her pallidiflorum. So I was waiting for a big leaf to come out, and she rewarded me with this gorgeous, gorgeous leaf. Let me see if I can back away. Look how long it is. It's kind of twisted a little bit. Here we go. She's long, right? She's beautiful. Look at all those nice chunky roots in there. Very happy plant. I love this pallidiflorum so much and so excited that I have a gorgeous new leaf. And the other one that I got gifted is growing a ton as well. She's given me some really long leaves here in the front. Those are both new. And I think a couple of the older leaves have yellowed off since. But yeah, those are both new and she is gorgeous. I have them together side by side on top of my cabinet. So I don't know what my plan is, if I should pot these both up eventually. I don't know. I do need to upsize her very soon though, because she's a little rooted in here, but she's very happy. I have a Sancy bulb clip light. I think that's a 10 watt, kind of half on them and then half on this beautiful girl right here. Do you guys remember when I had these as just seeds? I pollinated my clary and my potato radiatum, and then I harvested the berries. I had 3 berries, 3 seeds, and they were just tiny. This was in December. So this is 6 months of growth from a seed. Isn't that crazy? Look how gorgeous. So this is the new leaf here. Look at that. Is that not cool or what? And look at that. I love the shape and everything. There's another gorgeous leaf here. It's so cool. It kind of looks like Mickey Mouse ears. The little lobey thing that it's doing up top. It's so interesting, right? Is that so cool? And yeah, I have this plant in pot and it loves it. It's going to give me another new leaf here. These are some of the original baby leaves here, there, and there's another little baby one here that's kind of getting ready to go. So I have 2 plants that I potted into here, and then the other one is a runt. It's growing much slower. It's in the red style in the dining room, but she's gorgeous. I love that I created this hybrid. And I love that it kind of has Delta Force traits in a way. She is gorgeous. I love her so much. Now in my actual cabinet here, this is the Millsbow. I don't have a lot in here at the moment. I honestly want to redo this configuration. I believe I kind of want to get the acrylic shelves for in here. The issue that I have is I don't have a lot of small plants, but I did recently share a new plant haul, and I do have a lot of small plants that I can probably go ahead and put in here. And the only thing that I have in here now is some alocasia, anthurium, a couple philodendron. I kind of treat this cabinet a little bit like a rehab cabinet as well. So plants that have maybe gone downhill or need a little extra TLC, they really like the conditions in here. It's like upper 70s temp-wise, and then humidity. Humidity has been really low lately because of the AC running. Like it's only 53 in here, which is still decent, but it's not like crazy or anything. So my cabinet's been kind of running like 60 or so with humidity. I turned my brightness down so you could actually see in here without the lights being super crazy intense. I recently did an alocasia video and showed pretty much all my alocasias, so I don't really have anything new to share with a lot of the alocasias. I think the platinum here is getting ready to push a new leaf. And this one here, this pink poly, gave me this new leaf, and it has a little bit of variegation. So this is new since that video. But I just don't have anywhere to put a lot of these because, oh wait, is that another new leaf? It is. Holy, this one is growing very fast. My clary is doing well. The inflow that is pollinated, they're not ripe yet. You can see the berries. Oh, I don't want to snap it. Do you see the berries there? Those berries are that plant, Podata radiatum and clarinervium. So whenever they are ripened, I will harvest them. It took 11 months, almost a year, for me to get seeds the first time. So I imagine it's probably going to be a couple more months before they'll ripen. This gloriosum has been with me for a really long time. I did this one off camera when I was doing like all my plant chores. I ended up having this rehabbing in stratum, but I put it into pond recently, and so far it's doing well. That I believe is a new leaf back there, and it has some growth points. Some of these leaves are yellowing a bit. I think I cut one off that was kind of yellow. I tried to grow this plant multiple times in soil and it just didn't want to do well for me, so I'm trying it out in pond and seeing if I can grow it in pond. So fingers crossed, because I really do like this philodendron. It's beautiful and I want it to grow for me. I have my ace of spades in here. Look at this new leaf. I grew this from tissue culture. Beautiful dark leaf. I don't have like dark anthuriums, but this is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. I need to upsize that as well. It's in my aeroid mix, but it's very rooted and it dries out in this cabinet within like, I have to water this within like 4 days or so. I have underwatered it a couple times recently, but it seems happy in my aeroid mix, so I'm just gonna leave it. I just need to upsize. My crystallinum, this is my original crystallinum. She's a rehab. I have 2 cuttings that I like saved from my like chunk that I have. And so far she's doing well in pond. This gigas was a rehab and my goal was to put it on a moss pole, but it's clearly so long now that what I'm gonna have to do is do a top cut. So what I'm probably gonna do is do a top cut, root it, and then do it on a pole, because it's too long to do on a pole right now if I were to put it on a pole like this. So I may like propagate individual cuttings and do another top cut. So that one's gonna be delayed being put on a pole for a little bit. So this bottom is like usually my rehab shelf. I don't have many plants here. This isn't a rehab, but this is a new anthurium from, I got this one from Corey, the planted mama. It's Ace of Spades and Forgetii. This is a seed that she grew, and I'm very excited for it. I love Ace of Spades. This is Ace of Spades and how dark it is. So I'm very eager to have like Ace of Spades and Forgetii. I've gotten a lot of Forgetii hybrids recently and I'm very excited for it. This is my new Regal Shields owl bow. It's a corm and it's rooting nicely. Well, it hasn't rooted really yet, but it's starting to sprout. You can kind of see a little bit in there if you can. Well, there we go. So I'm very eager. I've been checking on that guy often. I keep changing the setup for it. So hopefully it does well. This is my serpens. This is all that's left. Not serpens. Yes, this is serpens. I honestly, I don't know. This plant, I tried to grow it a couple of times. It came to me with a fungal issue and I got it to grow back. It had root rot, I got it to grow back again. And as of lately, it had some weird fungus thing. And so I cut it back again. So we'll see if this plant finally wants to grow for me after this time. If not, I might in my future buy like a healthier cutting. I just think, I don't know, sometimes when I get a plant and it has an issue, I just feel like I've struggled to grow it ever since. And here's another Anthurium that I got from Corey. So this here is Pap times Sero Campanense. And I love how like orangey this plant is. And the petioles are like very pink. It's a beautiful Anthurium. I don't have anything like this. Oh, look at that leaf. That is beautiful, right? I keep underwatering these guys, so I think I'm just gonna have to do a better job at keeping these watered in here. I might just have to move them out, but I've been behind on my cabinet recently. And these are rehabs here. Do you guys remember when I got these? This is my tortum that I got imported, and it's been rehabbing in this thing of stratum, you guys, for months. I finally see a new little leaf coming here. I just don't see hardly any roots though. So I don't even know if it's rooted yet, but it's doing something because we have a growth point. So maybe I can grow it this time. It rotted on me for some strange reason. I guess it just didn't import well. Same with this Anthurium here. This is supposed to be the variegated Viterophyllum or something, and it rotted on me. And these two leaves here are yellowing. The stem is yellowing. So this is like the only green stem left. And again, I don't even know if it's rooting in here. I don't really see any roots. It's been in here like this for months and months. I just don't know what the deal is. It did not import well. I think I got this import a year ago. And my Philodendron Milano, this is one cutting that I salvaged, or two cuttings. Again, it had the weird fungal powdery mildew thing that my serpents had. So I saved a top cut here. And I'm not going to put it back on a moss pole because I can't keep it watered for it. I may just do that on like a core pole or something. I feel like Milano really appreciates high humidity, and I just don't have enough for this plant to keep it happy. I don't know. I've struggled with that plant. If I can't grow it or it's not happy after this time, I'm not going to grow it anymore. It's a plant I'm not going to keep in my collection. So that is my cabinet area all done. And like I said, I'm probably going to have to move one of those alocasia out. I do have a spot here in the middle that something can go because, yeah, everyone's getting too tall. Why don't we touch on our moss poles really quick? I'm not going to spend too much time on my poles because I did do a recent moss pole video, and in my like plant room clean out, I did like kind of show you a lot of what I did. So the most recent thing that I did was I chopped my Marble Queen and Just Sienna right here, and they are doing well post chop. I've been very neglectful with watering my poles recently, so I'm trying to be better about that. Like this past week, I really have been on top of watering my poles, which I feel like they appreciate. So they're doing very well post chop. It's been probably a week now, I would say. And yeah, they look happy, they look perky. Yeah, I don't think she's really activated her growth point yet. I can't really tell that Velcro's in the way. The axillary bud is like right down there, but I don't think she has. So I'm keeping an eye on that so I don't squish her with the Velcro tape. I chopped my varicosum off camera, but it's doing well. It's actually pushing a new leaf there. This is the one that came down with mealies. And I've never had any kind of philodendron that had like a mealy attack. And so I'm keeping a close eye on it. I haven't seen any return. I pretty much chopped the entire base away because, you know, I wanted to get rid of the soil and everything. So these are like the bigger leaves. So hopefully she continues to push out bigger leaves for me, but Yeah, this is all that's left of my verrucosum. It was like 6 feet tall. And this one here, this is the Epipennata marble. And this plant is so slow, you guys, so slow. It's actually producing some all green leaves. I've had some leaves brown on me, and they haven't really sized up or grown much at all. I don't know why this plant is taking forever. I'm assuming because it's like highly variegated, it's more marbly, so it's taking a while to actually grow and everything, but it is so slow. Very, very slow. So, but we'll see how it does here, but it hasn't grown much, I think, since the last time I showed you this plant. And those 3 poles in the back are getting chopped next. So I'm gonna have to take a day and do those. I have Glorious here, which is actually getting ready to push a new leaf. I love like this top section. It's so like compact. Yeah, there's a new leaf back there. I'm trying not to move her because some of these are a little top heavy. They've just gotten huge. Splendid was struggling a bit. You guys saw me chop Splendid. She was the one that was falling over in my plant room, and I knocked the top growth off, and this is the new leaf. It's a bit smaller because, you know, I had to chop the top away, but I've been underwatering my poles, like I said, a lot lately, so she's been somewhat affected by that. And this one got damaged from the fall and everything, this big leaf here, but hopefully she bounces back okay. I'm gonna try and be better about watering. Esqueleto is just huge in here. Massive, huge leaves. That one broke, that leaf there. There's just like a little U shape, and there's a new leaf there coming out right there. Majestic is past the pole. I think the top of the pole is like right here. So I'm gonna do another chop on Majestic. Sorderoy is getting very tall as well. Sorderoy is on a medium pole, which is very unsteady. She's kind of keeping her balance because she's squished in between all the other poles. But I haven't chopped Sorderoy yet, so I think I might do a nice little cutting on her. But yeah, you can see she's gotten pretty tall. Cebu Blue has been underwatered a lot, but yeah, she's growing away back there. And then of course, you know, my big Adansonii. This is the newest leaf here in the middle. Not as many splits, but I saw that she actually is working on another new leaf, and she just gave me that one. I've got some browning on some leaves, which could have been a watering issue, or I don't know. Sometimes I think I may have like overdone it with the silica in combination with like the cow mag and fertilizer, because I have had some burning on some other plants. So I'm trying to be careful with that. I've been pretty like consistent with using silica and everything because I don't want spider mites or pests or anything again. Well, besides like the mealies that are hopefully now like completely gone because I did the whole clean out in here. But yeah, I have noticed some burning, so I don't know if that's from that or not. Mandula is here in front. Oh, that's a pretty new leaf coming out. The leaves are starting to size up pretty nicely, so I can do probably one more extension before I would really need to chop that one again. I have Golden Pothos stuck here in the back, and that one's pretty much at the top of the pole as well. I have another Marble Queen here, and this Enjoy Pearls and Jade, I chopped the top off because it had a grown path, so instead of extending it, I just chopped it to buy me more time. Because like I said, I had so many poles to do, and I didn't want to have to do so many. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do an extension, chop, extend, chop, chop, chop. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do another moss pole day. This is like bulk of my poles now. I did move some out of my plant room just because I didn't have room for them, but they're pretty squished in here. I am happy with my moss poles. I don't want them to get any bigger. Like the leaves and everything. Like Adansonii is ridiculously huge back there. I was not expecting that plant to get that huge. So yeah, I don't want them to get any bigger. I'm just gonna maintain. This little cutie over here is my Crystal Mag hybrid. These are my seedlings, so I potted a few up together, and she's actually getting some pretty big leaves now. Like that's a pretty huge leaf, and she's given me a couple inflows. The mom is actually over here, right here. She's the one that produced all the babies. She's still kind of rehabbing because I stuck her into pond without any roots. So there does seem to be like a new, probably a new leaf forming. But she like pollinates very easily. So those of you who got my little babies, that's what yours is gonna look like. Over here by the window, so you'll notice I don't have any of my hanging plants. I forgot about them for a little bit and then I got behind, so I haven't taken care of them yet. I have my pearls, which I'm gonna pot up together, my hearts, and then my turtles. So once I've like repot them, I'm gonna get them hung back up. Look how tall that elbow is getting. I need to extend the pole again. So this one is in pond and I need to upsize the pond to a 10-inch. This dries out very, very quickly. She's sucking up water. This was up to here yesterday and you can see it's all the way down here. So yeah, she's getting very tall. I'm gonna have a Monstera care day because I'm gonna do a repot and extend on that one. My ties are over here. I have two. I have this one here and this one that I've grown. I've grown this one from a node from a wet stick, and that was a tissue culture. They both need to be repotted. I have them sitting in like this big planter. So yeah, they just need repotted and stuff. I have them getting some light from this mother light here. They were at the window on the shelf, but they were getting too big. So once I moved them away from light, this one has started to brown a little bit there on that one. I don't think either of these have given me a new leaf since they've been over here. So I feel like, yeah, this was the latest leaf here, which is very beautiful. I got this big planter because mine both wanted to crawl. So I was gonna plant them both in there, like only fill half of it with soil and block the other half off, sort of like how you would do a crawler. But I don't know, it's a very big pot, a lot bigger than what I was initially thinking. So I haven't decided how I'm gonna do that, but I might take care of the ties, that elbow there, and get that one done. And I also have this elbow here, which this one I'm gonna propagate for the shop. I have another elbow that's in there that I'm propagating, or that I had propagated, but it needs to like regrow. So I might do like this 2-leaf top cutting here, and then I'll have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably like 6 mid cuts. And then I'll let that one regrow. Because this is my 4th elbow. This one is the one that I grew, or that was special to me. This one is more white, and I can see this new leaf coming in. It's gonna be very white. Monstera aria is there in the window. You know what's funny? When I had done my Monstera aria video, I was saying how I don't get browning on my aria, and a couple spots showed up recently. I have a spot there and there. So I'm thinking it's due to either me accidentally watering too soon and she had a little too much water, or the fact that it's been thunderstorming for the last 3 weeks and there hasn't been enough light, so she's been getting less. So it could have been a combination of that, but then I'm also thinking it's been very not humid with the AC running. So humidity in here, I walked in here the other day and humidity was only 43%. So I'm not sure if it was the combination of all the factors, but I do know that she's been getting less light because of the storms, and I may have accidentally watered too soon. I'm trying not to water her until she starts to show like some wrinkles. Like this leaf here is getting a bit wrinkly. I skipped watering her and she seems light, so I might need to water her soon actually. And this is the other aria that is very variegated, this one, and this is another new leaf that she gave me. Here's what she looks like from the front. This one I got to grow out to hopefully like propagate in the future, so she's very variegated. She is beautiful. These were like the original leaves, and then these are the 2 new ones. So yes, I love her. Here is an update on Monstera Mint. Monstera Mint has not grown any since I severed all those babies away. So I've sold, this week that will be the 3rd baby that I'm selling on my shop, and then I have 1 more baby growing. I'm waiting for a new leaf before I list it. And then I have one that's just like the size of my pinky. I don't know if that's gonna survive. And then 2 of them completely rotted, I think. 2 or 3 of them rotted. So I only had really 4 that was salvageable. I was gonna keep 1, but I decided to just go ahead and let them go. So ever since I did that, this mint has not done anything. But what I think she's doing is working on her root system because she is rooting like a crazy thing. She won't stop rooting. I had repotted her to get all of her roots back inside, and she still is not keeping them inside the vase, the pot. So I think she's just busy with the root system. Like, it goes all the way around. The root system is crazy in here. Because I was worried, like, oh no, is she like rotting? Is something happening with her? I don't know. She yellowed off a couple leaves. I mean, she looks happy for the most part. She just hasn't pushed a new leaf. And I don't think she's ready to yet. I usually can tell when they're gonna push a new leaf. So yeah, she's got 4 leaves and she's just rooting away. Part of me wishes I didn't cut those babies off because she would have kept growing. I was a little worried about that. I'm not getting like much color. Like, these were some of the original, not originalies, but then it's very like less variegated. I might actually purchase a different Monstera mint. So I don't know, I'm not really the happiest with this one, especially if it's like low variegation at all. And it just seems like it's growing kind of weird. I don't know. I'm kind of sad about it in a way because I really wanted this plant. It's made a year since I've had this one as a tiny tissue culture. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it do its thing, just kind of root, and hopefully it'll start pushing some leaves here. If it does start pushing leaves again, hopefully it's got some good color, because if not, I'm gonna repurchase one that's highly variegated. That's the update on the mint. Not the best little update, but yeah, I might end up repurchasing a different one. Here is the Monstera Brown-Rice Flame, the update. So this one is growing very, I shouldn't say weird, it's just I need to move it and get these like vines tied up. So the last 2 leaves, you can see those fenestrations there, which is pretty cool. I'm so happy it finally fenestrated for me. I just think this plant is so cool, and I have a new leaf on the way here that you can see. But it's how I have it sitting in the window, like all the leaves are like this way. So I do think I want to kind of move this plant somewhere to get it growing a little bit differently, but it's rooting nicely in here. Everything is pretty wet because I just watered in here yesterday. It's got a nice little root system. But yeah, I love this plant. I can't wait until I start getting more fenestrations. It's so cool. Here is the Micans Aria. So the last time you saw this plant, I put it on this pole and I chopped the top growth. I did sell one of the cuttings already. I have another mid cut that's growing. And this was the new leaf post chop. And the newest one is completely reverted. Dun, dun, dun. But I'm hopeful that the variegation will continue. I really liked this leaf down here. Look how pretty that is. That one. I think someone did say that these can revert pretty easily. So hopefully it grows well and it doesn't continue to revert. There is variegation on the stem, so I'm hopeful. But yeah, it's crazy that it can do like this and then this. But yeah, it's doing well since I've chopped it and everything. So it's just the one vine, so it's just gonna be the one that continues to grow. So hopefully I get some more variegation to come in, and then if not, I'll definitely chop it back. The only other ficus is this Shiveriana Moonshine, and it is growing a ton in this window. I feel like it's done a lot of new growth recently, but I love the vibrant colors. And then I have a couple of my anthuriums here on top. I have a Magnificum here, and then this is my Forgetii, Forgetii and Doriakii Silver. I got this one from Jonah. This is her hybrid. This leaf came in a little wonky, I think just due to low humidity. I think that was one of the newer ones. It's a cool anthurium. I love the shape and everything. It's such a cool hybrid. I love like Forgetii hybrids. I just feel like they're so unique. This here looks a little different. I rearranged, and this is a new yellow acrobar. I did recently show all the plants that were in here and go over them in the latest like plant haul that I did. It should be the video before this one. So if you haven't seen it, I can link it. But these are all the new Hoya that I got recently. I have a inner variegated Polynura. I have a very splashy Hoya Matilde, a Nova Ghost. I have a silver Polynura, And then there on the end is a pink dragon aria alocasia. I have 4 different types of lacinosa in the front, along with a Wilbur Graves China cutting. And then I have this Coriacea silver cutting. So I absolutely love all these cute little Hoyas. They're doing so well and growing. This is a Brogette Silver Polyneura that is new, and that is my original Polyneura. I recently repotted it and it's done well since, and I feel like it's starting to grow again a lot. I recently cut my variegated burl marks there. Those are the top cuttings that I was gonna keep. I have them in water still, but they are rooting, so I should probably get those potted back up soon. I may not keep all the cuttings, but I chopped my huge plant in my plant chores video that I did recently. I'll have to cut that away. My black Maranta is growing a ton since moving into pond. I feel like this one is a bit of a slower grower, but I feel like once it's been in pond for a little bit, it should start to take off, because you guys know I put my light veins Maranta into pond. I actually had it in my Rudsta. I had to take it out because it's grown so much. I love the leaves on the light veins, but I cannot believe how huge she is compared to when I first put her in pond, because I put that in pond like on my channel, so it's crazy. I have my silver band Maranta. I almost said light veins. Silver band Maranta, she's in my air void mix and she's growing a ton. And then I have the variegated Maranta in pond, and she is growing a ton since being in pond. And she's actually given me some pretty cool variegated leaves, which I'm excited for. So the variegated one is doing very well in pond. My Stromanthe is growing back a ton too, so I'm gonna have to probably upsize her soon. I have my Halo Micans here, which I've chopped a ton for the shop. And then I have a variegated Monstera Peru. I have this one in pond. So I have this node here growing. And then here's like another node here growing. I did recently sell a top cutting, so I might chop this one back again to sell. But I seem to struggle with the variegated one. So I put it into pond hoping it would do well, and it really seems to enjoy pond so far. I lost a couple of the bottom like original leaves, but all this here is like new growth since being in pond. I need to do some type of support though. So that is the window section all done. And this little corner here, the light up ahead went off. It got messed up when the power went out during the storms, and I've tried turning it on like back on the timer, but I swear it like has a mind of its own, because it was on earlier and then it shut off a little bit ago. So I'm thinking the timer on it is just messed up. But you guys know my big, huge Alocasia Michelitziana and Friedeck. Look at this beautiful new leaf she gave me right here. Isn't that the most beautiful Friedeck leaf? Like, look at that. That is stunning, right? Like, that is gorgeous. Such a beautiful leaf. I love the vibrant bright yellow, and I love this leaf over here too. Look at this one. Gorgeous. This one's growing in a ton. I've had so many new leaves. I need to get some stem supports to like hold her up a bit, because these guys really should be repotted into a 10-inch because they are drinking up water very quickly. And my big Michelitziana here has put out some big leaves again finally. That's a big leaf, that's a new big leaf, that's another big leaf here. She was putting out blooms there consistently for a while, and then she stopped. So I'm happy to see her finally like putting out some bigger leaves again. I moved my Scindapsus over here. I have all my Scindapsus on this like lac shelf. And then I moved my Linearis over here just to not like overcrowd this area. So I have a second plant starting in that cup of stratum over there. I've cut mine so much. I think I've sold like 15 or so small starter plants. So I'm letting mine kind of regrow before I go to prop her again. I have the Frosted Heart Syngonium there. And this is my variegated Chia Pence that I got. Some of these original leaves are starting to brown and yellow. And then this one was mostly green, and this one had some nice color at the top, and then it's working on another new leaf which looks like it's going to have some nice variegation. It's in stratum and it needs to be potted up. I've underwatered this so many times. I have forgotten to water it a couple of times, which made it a little angry. So that is my fault, but I'm gonna get it potted up and stuff here. And then I have my variegated jade satin. Look how yellow that leaf is. So I have, I think, this vine here growing, which is a new vine. That leaf kind of browned. I have some new growth here. And then I also have a vine over this way that isn't super variegated. It does have some variegation here, so I might end up chopping this one again. We have a beautiful El Choco. She's doing well. She is working on a new leaf. Now, there is one leaf that is pretty horrible looking, which is this one here. I don't know if you can see, it's very bleached. It looks like it might be some kind of like rust fungus. So I did spray it with Phison 20. This plant had some kind of like rust fungus, powdery mildew before, and I'm worried that's what might be coming back on this plant. And it didn't happen until after like I repotted it. So I'm worried that there's something going on. I actually might cut that leaf off because it's worse on that leaf. I do see something starting on that one, but I'm gonna spray it with Phison 20 again and just make sure I kill anything. But yeah, I'm probably gonna lose that leaf there. I actually might go ahead and cut it just so that it doesn't spread. But other than that, she's doing well, like post her big upsize, and you can see she's working on a new leaf. So that'll be her first leaf since the huge upsize and repot and everything that I did on her. So this shelf here is the only big shelf left in here. And this is mostly, I would say, alocasia because I just don't have room for them. And there's some various like other plants here. So up top is big Tanderosa Jacqueline. She's actually working on a new leaf since we did the alocasia video right there. I am tempted to get a variegated one, you guys. I am. I know in the video I said I wasn't sure, but I saw one now and they were kind of cute, so I am tempted to get one. I don't know why, because I don't have room. My two Watsonianas are here in the front. This leaf is like hardening off. It grew like a really long petiole, but this leaf is cute. I have my Warocqueanum here. You guys saw me kind of repot that in my plant tours video. I upsized her to a 7-inch and then I added like a DIY pot extender there. So I feel like she'll probably give me a new leaf soon, a new leaf or inflow. I had tried pollinating her, self-pollinating her, but it didn't work. So the next time she produces a inflow, I'll get the pollen and hopefully I can try and pollinate her again in the future. Capria is doing well since the upsize as well. The growth points are getting a little bit bigger. I did lose one leaf, the leaf that had the browning. It started to yellow, so I cut that away. Heterophylla is freaking huge, you guys. You can't like really see the full massiveness of this plant because she's so squished up here. But these leaves are insane. So if you haven't seen my alocasia collection, you can see her better in that video. Regal Shields has grown another leaf there since putting her into pond, like maybe a month into pond. She's given me 3 huge leaves. And then, yeah, nothing really new with those alocasias over there. I have Polly, the variegated California here, and then the Sinuata.
Oh, hi. Hi, what are you doing? Hi. Hi, cutie. Yeah. Do you want cuddles? Yeah.
I thought I lost her. She's coming back. Luna, can I finish my video? Here's an update. Look at this huge leaf. So this is my Philodendron Columbia SP Silver, and I put it into pond. It's been a few months at least, and so this was the latest leaf here. I think this was the first leaf in pond, and look, it's like doubled in size. This leaf is huge. It's a lot bigger than what it appears on camera. But yeah, look at that. That is crazy, right? So yeah, she's gonna be like another El Choco. growing in pond straight up like this. I'll probably add a stake in here, but I'm not doing a pole or anything. She is huge. I love the color and like the texture and everything. It's so cool. Her spot is right over there. And then the rest of these here are alocasia, which I kind of just went over all these. My dragon scale here gave me the variegated, gave me a new leaf. Oh. She is beautiful. Black velvet is in the front there. And then my Florida Beauty, so you guys know that I chopped this plant. And I think the first leaf that it gave me is this all green one. So I chopped my Florida Beauty and the Florida Ghost, and the Ghost gave me this as the first new leaf. So even though I like chopped the top off, it's still pretty mature. I'm sad that this first one came in like reverted, but that's okay. They were just so long, so it was good to chop them. They really needed a chop. That's the Monstera Lechleriana or something. Ugh. This one here I got from Rare Plant Fairy as a gift. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this one. I'll probably put it on a pole, or a stake or something, actually. I have a Monstera Obliqua on a pole. This is one of my pink princesses. This one is in pawn. I chopped my other two all the way back, so I have the top cuts in the other room. But this one was a cutting from my highly variegated one, and you can see how much pink is on this one. She really seems to like pawn. I think I'm gonna grow my other pink princess in pawn as well because I can't keep them happy in soil. And you guys saw me chop my Podato radiatum. It's actually doing well since the whole chop. I have it in pawn there. I haven't noticed any kind of stress or anything like that. It still looks the same, so yeah, I feel like she should root in there nicely and do well. I think the only other update you guys wanted to see was on this terrarium. So one of the sundews that I thought died came back to life, and it looks better than what it did before. The Drosera, I believe in the middle, has gotten a little sad. I think I've underwatered this thing, you guys, several times. So I would say the jewel orchid in the back is a bit yellow, which I think is probably because I've been just watering with distilled, like no nutrients whatsoever. So I'm probably going to take the jewel orchid out. The three pings here in the front are doing well. There, I have the little one, and then the other two. They're just green now because it doesn't get as high of light. But yeah, that Drosera, I think, or sundew, that I thought was dead isn't. And this thing has caught a ton of like random gnats that are flying around. I mean, I have like gnats stuck to the glass vase. So I kind of want to give this a little clean. I kind of want to get like a paper towel on a stick or something and clean around the inside. And I'll probably take the jewel orchid out, and I might get another kind of ping or something to put under here. I've had this in a couple different places in my plant room, and I can't find a good spot for it. I would really love for it to get more light. I had it near the window, but then I realized all the dew would probably attract ants. So I moved it away from the window because I don't want ants to come crawling in this thing. So I have it currently under the Barina light, so I just don't think that's like strong enough light for them. But I highly recommend like the sundews and stuff for fungus gnats. It's done really well, I would say, especially since I've been underwatering it a lot lately. I just keep forgetting because when I'm in here watering, I don't want to water with my regular nutrient water. So sometimes I forget to come back in and like, oh, I have to go grab my distilled and water it. I also haven't given any additional nutrients or anything. I can't find the little bag of fertilizer that I bought with this. But yeah, it's caught enough gnats that I feel like it doesn't need any extra. But I would say so far, I mean, it's doing okay for my first little open terrarium type thing. I've gotten some blooms on these two. So yeah, that's a little update on that guy. I just need to clean it. It's a little dirty. Sorry for the crazy lighting. I feel like it's cloudy and then the sun comes out and then it like changes with the brightness of my camera. So I think that is everyone here in my plant room. I'm gonna go and show you a few other areas and then yeah, get this video finished up. But I feel like for the most part, everyone's doing well. I've gotten a lot of upsizes and stuff done that I needed, and I felt good about that, getting a lot done. But yeah, I still have so much repotting and stuff to do and everything. So I might sit down and do like a chatty like repot Q&A soon, maybe for next month, because it'd be nice to just sit down and do some repots without like talking about plants and just talking about maybe answering questions that you guys have. I haven't done one in a few months, so I might do that soon. So look for that on the community tab. I'll probably do like a Q&A question box or something. Here out of my plant room, you guys know that I took the top cut of my Marble Queen moss pole, so she is right here. And I do notice a few spots where it looks like she might want to push some new roots. So honestly, if this thing roots and does well, I'll probably look at maybe giving this away to somebody. That would be a really long shipping box. I'd have to get a special box to ship this plant because it's so long. Or I could just keep it in a vase of water for a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I have Monstera dubia here, which I forgot to water with the rest of my poles, so it is crunchy, so I'm gonna have to water her. And then I moved my Ring of Fire over here as well, just to get it out of my plant room because I'm kind of running out of room in there. And it's working on a new leaf here in the middle, and this one is kind of cute. So yeah, she seems really happy over here, so I'm just gonna leave her under this Sancy light. And she's cute like that. I have so many props in here, so many props for the shop. It is insane. I have a lot of props to make, like still a ton of props. I'm constantly going through the shop plants. These are my other pink princesses. Look at this beautiful leaf that this pink princess gave me. I'm gonna move you because it was very dark, so let me show you again. So that's the beautiful new leaf, and this one is my other very pink one. So what I did was I chopped the top off of both of these. So this is the top cutting that I'm gonna keep as my plant. And then I recently sold a couple of her cuttings. The original leaf on this one died, but this one produced 2 separate nodes, and you can see it has some good color coming in already. There. Here's another cutting that is growing. So the new little leaves are there. So once these grow a bit more, I'll list these ones. But I listed 2 in the sale for this week, and I have 1, 2 right here. And then I have another 3, 4, 5. I think I have another 5 cuttings. Like here's an example. Here's one that's like the dark leaf, but it has really good variegation because look at that leaf that came in. Do you see how pink that is? It's very pink on the stem and everything too. Like some of these have super bright pink stems and they're rooting nicely. I actually chopped her last night. Look how pink this one is. This is the one I got from the big box store that was very marbly and pink. It was a lucky find. So I let them callus overnight and then I stuck them in a vase of water. So these ones I will let go once they root and grow, but I love how pink this one is. And the bottom section is here. It's in tree fern. So I'll probably grow this one out again and see what it does. But yeah, this is super, super pink. I have about 5 baby majestics from my plants. Look how cute. These are acclimating out of higher humidity. It's rooting nicely. I'll probably list these for next week. So I have a couple of these that are ready, and I potted up some recently, so they probably won't be ready for another 2 weeks. I'm starting to prop a lot more Hoya now, and that's one of the main reasons why I got more Hoya, so I can have more variety of Hoya for the shop. I cut this Mandula again. This is the basket. I cut like enough to make like 3 or 4 more prop containers. This is the other elbow that I chopped before. So these are both 2 new leaves that have grown back. So that's where I cut before. So once this grows a bit more, I'll chop this one back again. I have 2 Gessianas that I'm growing. I have this one here that were props that I potted up. I chopped her back recently, so she's kind of small again. And then this is my main one. I repotted it recently. It's got some new roots coming out of there. And I chopped this so much, you guys. This is my OG Gessiana that I take a lot of cuttings from the shop. And there is so much new growth coming in. I don't know if you can see all those spikes in there. There's a ton of new growth points everywhere because I chopped this plant so many times. They're like activating all over the place. I'm gonna have so many new leaves come in. Some are already starting to come in with some good color. So since I took so many cuttings, I'm trying to let her grow a bit more before I start chopping again. I have several more props that are growing. I probably have, I sold 2 this week, and then I have another 1, 2, probably another 6 growing. Like this one I'll probably sell soon because it's getting some nice color coming in there. Oh, look at the leaves on that Mandula. That's pretty. Lots of seedlings still left, tons of seedlings. I have these. Oh, let me show you these. So when I chopped my Florida Ghost and Florida Beauty, I have these in water. They're starting to produce some new growth in there. But the only thing is I don't know if these original leaves are going to hang on. So I had thought about maybe seeing if somebody would want one of these like big cuttings, if they would buy it with the new growth. I don't know, because they're getting very rooted and everything. And there's the growth on that one. That's Florida Ghost. Like, look how huge this leaf is. It's a massive cutting. So I might be tempted to list these. I would probably just pot them up in probably like my aeroid mix or something, and that's like a starter plant for somebody. But these are really long, like huge petioles. Some of the Florida Beauties are starting to yellow a bit. So the Florida Beauty leaves might go. Like this one looks a bit yellow tinged a little bit too. I chopped my Amedrium, too. This is my plant. I'm gonna start my plant back on probably a core pole, but I cut a couple runners off recently because they were getting really long. So I'm pretty much gonna be growing these from wet sticks. So I have so many wet sticks that are gonna be starting back. I got a couple heat mats, which, heating mats for the trays, which is drying these out pretty quickly, and it's producing a ton of condensation in these, and some of them have like gotten moldy and mushy. So I don't know how I feel about the heating mats. I like them, but I already have a towel on one because it was getting so warm, but they are making them sprout a lot quicker. Look at the poly, the pink poly coming in on that one. Oh, that's cute. That's a nice one. The variegation on that is good. I have Watsoniana here and another pink polycorn popped up, but do you see how wet that is? Ugh. I have 6 trays on one heating mat, and the heating mat isn't wide enough. I didn't get the bigger enough size, so I had half of the trays. I had this half on the heating mat, and this half was in the back off the heating mat. And I want you to see why they like the heat. The half that was on the heating mat sprouted and are already like growing leaves, and the half that wasn't on the heating mat haven't sprouted yet. But I recently turned it around so that this one is on the heating mat now. These are all my Heterophylla, Dragon's Breath. I did these on 6/22, so it's been a month. But yeah, look at all these little leaves that have sprouted with the heating mat. And if I didn't have the mat, they would probably still be corms by now. So that's why I wanted the heating mat, because it's not as warm in this room. But yeah, I just thought that was so interesting. The side that was on the mat is growing. So that's just crazy to me. So honestly, I think that's really all the updates in here. I have a lot propping and growing, lots of allocation, Hoya, and pretty much anything, if I can prop it, I want to try and like have it available. They're in various stages of growth, obviously. Like the ones that have been propagating the longest are, I kind of like move, like this end shelf is like the plant shelf that is more like ready, but then I don't really have any organization to this. In my mind it's organized, but on here it's not that organized. I know it is, but it isn't. I have several prop boxes too that I need to go through and organize. So there's a lot going on. The The elbow Adansonii is gone. The whole thing was white. Every single cutting that I took was white. Every single piece came back white. What was left completely browned. There was no saving it. I tried to repot a green piece in with it, and it's completely gone. I tossed it. There was just nothing left. I may eventually try again in the future because I would love to have one and grow one. I do have the Aria. I got this as an import, and you can see some of the Aria variegation. I need to get this out of stratum. It's been in stratum forever. And some of them have some yellow, but it's very faint variegation on mine. So what I'll probably do is take the cuttings that are somewhat variegated, like here's a nice one, and I'll probably just sell it and get rid of it, because if I'm gonna start one on a pole, I want one that's like more variegated to be worth it to me, because I'm just not sure that this one is really gonna do much. It seems to be a lot of it reverting. So I'll probably split this up and make a couple like Aria Monsteras to sell. So out here in the dining area are these two cabinets, the Redsta and the Acrobar. So I recently shared some new plants that I got, which is mostly what's in here now. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. An update I have with the pink black velvet variegated. Look at this huge leaf. Look at her. That's the newest leaf in pond. She's huge. And this, of course, was my favorite leaf, one of these ones. This one, because it was so minty. No, that's not it. This one was my favorite one. But look at the size difference. I remember when this one came out. She's doing so well. I have the two Bambinos. This was a new alocasia I got. This was the Yucatan Princess, the Aria. Here's my other hybrid, the Pedato Radiatum and Clarinervium. It's finally getting ready to push a new leaf. I'm still thinking about letting this one go. I was hesitant at first. I just don't know what to price this one at, just because I only had 3 seeds, but I don't know. I might let her go maybe once she pushes another leaf. That begonia I showed recently, the Guinea Galaxy. The mint Alocasia poly is gonna push another new leaf. These are all new. That's the Yucatan Princess, the begonia snow-capped variegated, and then these two anthuriums. This is Anthurium Michelle by Doc Block, and this one is the Super Red Crystal by Woohoo Tropicals. This is another anthurium I got from the Planted Mama, which is very beautiful. Now that it's actually growing, look at that leaf. This is a red crystal and Ralph Lyman pap. So very excited to have that one. It's beautiful. I have some more props back there. These two alocasias are still rehabbing. The long lobata purple and this Watsonia lightning is, yeah, they're still chilling. And this ninja I need to get into pond. This is a new leaf it gave me in stratum. Beautiful, but it's rooted enough. I just need to get it into pond. The Acrobar is mostly all Hoya as well. These are the Hoyas I got a little while ago. This is the Hoya Matilde that I got originally. I have propped it a few times and sold a few cuttings. This one is still like splash, but it's not super splashy like the newest one I got. This Heshkliana, something, it's finally growing. I got these as like barely rooted cuttings, and it's finally doing something. So I'm looking for like a bigger pot of this one. These are like my Hoya plants per se. I have chopped some of these again. This was the Sumatra Caudata. This one was the Thomsonii. It has the really fuzzy leaves. I have this little Micro Dwarf. I have the mini Kentiana, which I recently chopped and propped. I have this Hoya IM08. I chopped 2 cuttings from this plant. It was growing a lot. And this one has another peduncle that's coming back. The flowers are so cute. And this is the one that I thought was a multiflora, but it starts with the C. It was mislabeled from the Green Escape. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this one or not, but we'll see. I have it chopped in a couple different places. But yeah, I just have these 8 Hoya in here for now. I could probably fit another couple or 2 Hoya in here from the other ones that are at the window, but yeah, I'm just kind of leaving those here. Next up is this dining area, and this is where I'm housing a lot of my like new little plants that I got. I moved my big beautiful Makoiana out here, and she seems really happy. She's putting out a lot of new growth. I was worried she wouldn't like being out of my plant room, but so far so good. I actually really like having her out here. These are some of my other poles, my Micans, my Epi Albo, and then you can't really see Monstera Siltipicana back there. So these were recent chops and everything that I did. And then I moved this Marble Queen over here. She was where the Makoiana is, but I kind of liked her better over here. I had Makoiana here, but I didn't like her being so squished next to the poles. This is my original Marble Queen though, that I started my big moss pole from. I'm probably gonna chop her again soon and do some props because she's getting kind of long again. So I'll probably I might cut her like up to here. This one has more white. It's still Marble Queen, but a lot of it is very white, especially this strand here. It's very beautiful. I love like the white. These are all my new little plants, so I don't really have any updates to show you. So if you haven't seen my recent video, go take a peek at that. I got a couple, well, I shouldn't say a couple, I got a lot of new Hoya recently, and I got some more baby anthuriums, another baby alocasia. I got a Gabby, I got a sad plant male, and these are mostly all cuttings. I got this baby Hoya Matilde variegated, and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it. Same with this one. This Argentia Princess, I'm obsessed. So yeah, they're all doing well. They're just kind of chilling over here. I'm keeping an eye on them. This is the variegated Raph Tetrasperma. It's put out a few new leaves. I've been underwatering this guy, so I'm trying to be better about not doing that. I'm probably gonna have to repot that soon, but once it grows a bit more, I'll propagate it, but it hasn't really done too much yet. This Polynura outer variegated is growing so well. I love like these all white leaves on this strand that it's giving me. I love the variegation on this one. And the other ones here are doing well too. I have the New Guinea Ghost, Alacinosa, and then the Croniana Super Silver, so they're growing a ton. A lot of these were props from my moss pole day and stuff, so they're kind of just scattered here on the table. Most of them are in jars of water, like all my Epi. These are all my smaller Epi Panatum Albo cuttings that from the bottom part of my pole. I hadn't chopped her yet. So I have the smaller cuttings in here, and I have larger cuttings over there. And then I had a ton of wet sticks that are in a propagation bin. So once some of these root, I'll make some nice little like 4-inch plant pots. I completely rearranged, oh, the power just went off and on. Okay. Yeah, I completely rearranged this section. Oh, you know what? I did forget to mention that I got another Linearis because I really wanted a Linearis that I could prop for the shop, so I wouldn't have to keep propping mine, because I really want like a really full big one in my collection. So yeah, I'm gonna let this one acclimate for probably a couple more weeks, and then I might start taking some cuttings. Here's the little cutting off that Begonia Giddy Galaxy. It's starting to root a little bit there, that you can see. Whoop. So I'll have to create a little plant. Another Marble Queen. I have some my Syngonium top cuttings. I have my bottom cut, my black velvet down there, my reverted Maranta, the variegated. I chopped that one in half, the zebra. A lot of my Hoyas are now gonna live out here. You can see some Hoyas here. These are all the Hoyas that were recovering from mealies. They're mealy free now. And a lot of these that I've had in my collection for a while, like this is all that's left of my Crimson Princess, and she's finally starting to grow back. I ended up putting all of them into pon because I just figured, I don't know, I just decided to go ahead and put them into pon since I had to reroot them anyway and they were in stratum. So they seem to be doing well. This one honestly took a bit of a hit, this one here, but it's done well. I have some that were imports from last year that I'm not going to keep, but once they root in pon, I'll pot them up and sell them. That's all that's left of the Australis Lisa. It's shocked. I honestly think if those 3 leaves that are left on it drops, I'm just gonna get rid of that Hoya. I mentioned it always gets mealies, and I'm honestly just sick of it. It's always been such a difficult Hoya for me. So I don't know if it was my particular plant or what, but yeah, it's one that I'm not really happy with. I have another Enjoy basket. This Thanksgiving cactus is growing a ton. My Chameleon ZZ has some new stalks coming in, doing well. I moved my lemon lime heteroraceum out here. Beautiful big begonia. I'll probably take some more cuttings from her soon. This is the Aria micans that was imported. I stuck what was left in pond in hopes that it grows, but I don't know, it just doesn't want to grow. I'm probably just going to end up trashing that. I have my dolphins out here. I took some cuttings of like the whiter Marble Queen. I was going to maybe make a basket or something and sell that. But these are the kind of the more whitish leaves. Part of me was tempted to do the white ones on a moss pole, but I'm like, no, I can't do any more poles. I recently chopped my latifolia there. I have a ton of props of that. And then I have my Brazil here on the end. So yeah, a lot of these I'm kind of starting over with, but this will eventually probably just be all Hoya out here. Like once my other Hoyas grow, like all these cuttings and the ones in my plant room. Because yeah, I don't really want too many Hoyas in my plant room anymore just because they're such mealy magnets for me. So we're here in the bedroom. I have a couple plants off to the side that I need to chop. There are a couple Hoyas. And then I have a lemon lime maranta that was in my plant room in pond. I moved it in here, but I need to repot it because that wick isn't working right and the plant is constantly dehydrated, very curly. So I'm gonna have to do that one day. And then I have my Tenanthes and a lot of other marantas in here. My Orbifolia that was variegated was in the dining room. I just put it into here maybe a week ago, so I'll see how it likes it in the bedroom. I have my red maranta in here. I have one of my other lemon limes in here, and then my regular Kirschovana. I have that one and that one. And then that's the new Tenanthe Gray Star that I got. It's growing actually a ton since I've got it. And then I have my bigger Tenanthe here beside it. She looks like a spider now because it's in the afternoon. She's normally a lot more full, but I need to repot that maranta as well. Yeah, pretty much all these need to be repotted. Every plant that's in here. I have this Sabrina that keeps drying out. It's in the original pot still, but I think I might move this one to pond because it seems so thirsty. And this Calathea that I chopped back with you guys, it is rooting now, so I'm gonna do this one in pond. It's put out a couple new leaves in water. Yeah, that one's root bound. That one I need to repot. That one is root bound. That Calathea I might do in water and then move to pond. Hi. And of course the golden that is hanging still needs to be repotted. Huh. See, I'm still behind on it, Eel. I'm still behind on it. Huh. You following me? Yeah. There is Chai out there on the patio. Ugh. Let's take a peek out here. There's not a whole lot of plants out here. My staghorn had some ants on it. Probably last month sometime, and I kind of had it isolating. I think the ants are gone, but I've been underwatering it out here, so I need to like do a good soak on it and hang it back up. I have big Monstera deliciosa out here. It's just kind of chilling. I've been underwatering a lot of these plants out here, and some of them I actually don't need to water because I think they've like gotten too much water with all the rain. I have my purple Exalis out there. I meant to bring that back in because it had some ants too, but it's growing in a ton of new growth, I see. The geese were out here attacking it. I didn't know the geese were even eating it. The caladiums I still need to plant in the yard. This ficus is putting out a lot of new growth out here. Look at this big alocasia. I forgot to show this in my alocasia video. This is the big one that I got in this planter. Look how huge it is. Like, look at the size of those leaves. That is insane. But a lot of this stuff I want to plant in the ground. Well, at least that one and that Monstera out there, you can't really see. I want to plant down there by that tree. And I have a little Dracaena marginata, more caladiums. I have canna lily there. I think this Birds of Paradise is on its way out. I think it's rotting. It got too much rain, I think. Yeah, it hasn't been happy. The soil, when I stick my finger in there, is a bit damp, so it's not looking the best. I haven't watered it in probably like a month, so yeah. I don't think I'm gonna get another Birds of Paradise. The last one rotted on me too. You know what I wanted to show you guys is I planted these out in the yard. So my variegated banana, I planted out here, and look at the new growth coming in. These are new leaves. Look how beautiful. So I had this in water for a bit, and I stuck it with water roots in the soil, and all the original leaves like died, the ones that were on it. So these are all new leaves, and they're growing in beautifully. So this is that tissue culture. I'm gonna have to protect it over winter though, once the colder weather gets here. And then I moved the Mickey Mouse out here too. Same thing, I stuck it in water, and we'll see how it does out here. We planted a ton of elephant ears out here as well. They're starting to come up. They were little bulbs, so they'll probably go dormant somewhat over winter, but they'll grow back. We have them on the other side of the house too. They are beautiful. Other people have them in our neighborhood, and they grow so well. And out here on the front porch, I don't think there's really too many updates. I have like my snake plants here. They both had bloomed recently. And oh no, I missed a domino cactus bloom. Look at this guy. This one's putting out some new growth up top. That's so cool. That one has a beautiful bloom coming on that one. These succulents love this south side of the house because it's so warm, and they pretty much sit in full sun all day. That one's growing, those two, since I got it. So yeah, they sit in here in the full sun. I maybe water them once a week, if that. I actually haven't watered these probably in close to 2 weeks, so I should probably water these guys soon. Beautiful agave in the yard. I love the color, the silvery blue of that. That's so pretty. Here's the other elephant ears on this side coming in. Look how big they've gotten. It is crazy, because these were just a tiny bulb. Here's that one. We planted all these bushes here for privacy. These are bottle brushes. They took a bit of a hit, but they're actually growing in very nicely. These ones are still a bit sad looking. And we planted a bunch more palms and stuff out here. And this tree here is new, and look, it has a flower. I forget the name of this tree now, but look how beautiful that is. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, I love that. But the leaves are velvety, you guys. I saw this at the nursery, and I fell in love with like these velvety leaves on this plant. Tree, I forget the name of it. But it's so beautiful. It's so fuzzy and beautiful. If I can think of the name, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, I just had to plant it, and it has the beautiful flowers. So yeah, now we have another tree in our yard. Here's this huge thing. I forget the name of this thing as well. Here's a bipennifolium theo something. These are all over our neighborhood, and they get huge. Another banana here that has grown back. Holy moly, my goodness. That is massive. Massive.
Were you just making air biscuits, huh? Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Were you making air biscuits? Yeah. Yeah, cutie. Yeah, you're so cute. You're so cute. Hi, Chai. What you doing out here? You love the warm weather? Yeah. It's so warm out here, huh? Hi, cuties.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I forgot to show you, I still have these rehab pallidiflorums in here. I'm gonna take care of them, I am. They've just been on the back burner, I don't know. They've just been chilling in there, so I am gonna take them out though and get them potted up and acclimated to room humidity. I'm sure the bugs and stuff are gone. It's been months, so I'll take care of those here at some point. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I kind of went through a lot of it kind of quickly just because there's so many plants now. I don't think I forgot to show you anyone. If I did, just let me know. I'm excited for all the new plants that I got. I have a lot to care for and manage, but it's doable. And like I said, I wanted to get more variety for the shop as far as all the Hoyas and stuff. I'm excited to grow some of them. Yeah, it's been good. I feel so much better, like 10 times better getting my plant room and everything cleaned. I know I'm gonna have another day where I have to do moss poles and take care of them, but I think what I'm gonna have to do like for future is just do a lot more stuff off camera and not have to worry about filming so much, because I feel like that's when I get behind, when I feel like I have to film everything and I know that I don't. There's a lot of stuff that I can do on camera that I don't have to film every single thing that I do, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice getting a lot of stuff done, and it's nice having a clean plant room. I can actually try and go back and start filming in there, which will be nice. I haven't actually filmed in there for so long, like a sit down video, like my little table that I would bring in there and actually repot in there. So I'm gonna have to do that soon. Maybe the next time I do maybe the chatty repot Q&A, I'll do that. So I'll make a little thing and post that on the community tab soon. So if you have a question, just let me know in there, and yeah, I'll film that for a video next month. So thank you for watching my little update. I'll try and do one I'll skip August, so sometime July, August, September, I'll do another update with you guys. So if you watched till the end, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you again soon.